the Earth and its solar family. In this lesson, the solar system, rotation, the sun, the stars, going into space, ancient Indian space scholars, shape of the Earth, revolution, the moon. Let us know more about the Earth and its neighbors. The Earth as seen from the moon. We all know that the Earth is made up of land, water and air. About 3/4 part of the Earth's surface is covered with water and 1/4 part is land. A thick layer of air surrounds the Earth. The solar system. There are 8 planets that move around the Sun in their fixed paths. Earth is one of the 8 planets. The other planets are Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. The Sun and these 8 planets along with their moons form the solar system. The Earth is the 3rd planet from the Sun in the solar system. The solar system. Planets do not have light of their own. They shine due to the reflected light of the Sun. We think our Earth to be very big. However, the Sun and the stars are much bigger than the Earth. The Sun alone is more than 1 million times bigger than the Earth. How big the universe is, with millions of stars like the Sun in it. Shape of the Earth. The Earth is a big, round ball like an orange. It is slightly flattened at the top and at the bottom. It is spherical in shape. Earlier it was thought that the Earth was flat in shape. This is because we see only a very tiny part of a big arc at a time. It can be easily proved that the Earth is round. You must have seen a ship sailing in the sea. It can be noticed that the lower part disappears first at the horizon and then the middle part and the upper part disappears last. This shows that the Earth is round. If the Earth was flat, then the whole ship would have disappeared together. Sailors also proved that the Earth is round. They sailed from a certain point on the Earth and after sailing on and on in the same direction, they reached the same point on the Earth. This happened because the Earth is round. Astronauts who went to the moon also observed that the Earth is round. The photographs of the Earth which they took from the moon also showed that the Earth is round. Rotation. The Earth spins on its axis like a top. This movement of the Earth is called rotation. The Earth spins from west to east. The Earth completes one rotation in about 24 hours. This makes a complete day. The axis of the Earth, which is an imaginary line, is slightly tilted. Rotation of the Earth causes day and night. The Earth gets its light from the Sun. Rotation of the Earth about its imaginary axis. The above activity shows that only the half of the ball which is in front of the torch gets light. The same thing happens with the Earth. We now know that the Earth rotates around its axis from west to east. Only one half of the Earth faces the Sun at any given time. This half of the Earth which gets light from the Sun has day. The other half of the Earth which does not get sunlight is dark and has night. Rotation of the Earth causes day and night. Revolution. The Earth not only moves about its axis, but it also moves around the Sun in a fixed path. This fixed path is called the Earth's orbit. The Earth takes 365 1/4 days to complete one complete round around the Sun. The movement of the Earth around the Sun. The movement of the Earth around the in a fixed path is called revolution. Revolution of the Earth causes change of seasons. The Sun. The Sun is the nearest star to the Earth. It is a big ball of hot gases. The Sun produces its own heat and light. All the 8 planets in the solar system revolve round the Sun. It is very hot on the Sun, where the temperature on its surface is more than 5000 degrees C. The Moon. The Moon is the only natural satellite of the Earth. It is much smaller than the Earth. It is spherical in shape. The moon makes a complete orbit around Earth once every 27.3 days. However, because Earth is moving in its orbit around the Sun at the same time, it takes slightly longer for the moon to show the same phase to Earth, which is about 29.5 days. The moon has no light of its own. It shines due to the reflected light of the Sun. There is no life on the moon as it has no air and water. Have you ever wondered why the moon changes its shape? Earth and Moon. Different shapes of the moon. We only see that part of the moon which is lit by the Sun. Since the Earth changes its position, the moon appears to change its shape. At times, we do not see the moon at all. This happens when the moon is between the Earth and the Sun. This is called new moon. Sometimes, the moon appears like. It is called crescent moon. When we see exactly half of the moon, it is called half moon. When more than half the moon is seen, it is called gibbous moon. When the Earth comes between the Sun and the moon, we see the whole moon. It appears round in shape and is called the full moon. Crescent moon, half moon, gibbous moon, full moon. The stars. The stars are the heavenly bodies which have light of their own. They appear very small because they are very far from us. Some stars form patterns in the sky. These groups of stars forming a pattern are called constellations. There are many such constellations in the sky. Some of the famous ones are the Great Bear, Ursa Major, Scorpion, Scorpius, and Hunter, Orion. The Great Bear, Scorpius, Orion. Going into space. Neil Armstrong was the first human to step onto the moon on July 20, 1969. Armstrong, along with Edwin Aldrin and Michael Collins, traveled to the moon in the Apollo 11 spacecraft. The Earth's atmosphere is a mixture of gases. After a certain distance there is no air. It is called space. However, it is not easy to escape the Earth's pull called gravity. This pull makes the stone you throw up come back to the ground. Both great force and speed are needed to get free of Earth's pull and go into space. Special vehicles having high speed and power are needed to move into space. Therefore, a rocket is used to put a spacecraft into space. Astronauts who travel in spacecrafts wear special clothes to protect themselves from the harmful rays of the sun. They have to carry oxygen with them. Yuri Gagarin, a Soviet pilot cosmonaut, was the first human to journey into outer space on 12 April 1961. Squadron leader Rakesh Sharma was the first Indian to go into space in 1984. Kalpana Chawla was the first woman of Indian origin who went into space in 1997 in the Space Shuttle, Columbia. She died when returning from her second space voyage in 2003, when her space shuttle exploded. Sunita Williams was another woman of Indian origin who went into space. She formerly held the record of the longest space flight, 195 days, for a woman. Ancient Indian space scholars. Scientists who study the sun, moon, stars and planets are called astronomers. Aryabhata was an astronomer who lived in India about 1500 years ago. He was a scholar and teacher of astronomy and mathematics. He was the first person to say that Earth is round and it rotates on its own axis. He also said that the moon has no light of its own, and it shines when sunlight falls on it. Jantar Mantar, Jaipur. Varahamihira, another famous astronomer, lived during Aryabhata's period. He wrote many books on astronomy. Bhaskara too was another astronomer who lived about 900 years ago. He found the method to know about the movement of the planets. Raja Jai Singh, the ruler of Amber, near Jaipur, built a number of structures to study the stars. Instruments built of lime and plaster still tell accurate time and positions of stars in these Jantar Mantars, as they are called.